Just corpses upon corpses upon corpses. Like that Toy Story meme. Corpses everywhere. Let's play The Hospital. Welcome to Hula Noob Plays short indie horror games. Today I'm going to play... Oops. That's another of my instruments. I always choose different ones. Anyways, today I'm going to play a horrific journey of discovery to unearth the buried past. The Hospital is a short first-person narrative-driven horror adventure from Crux Game Studios. It's short, and also, trigger warning, that's, by the way, very nice that they added this. The game references topics of physical illness, the current pandemic, and mental health issues. We encourage you to care for your safety and well-being. That is very nice and very adorable. This will be, I think, the first proper horror game I play that kind of happens in a hospital. It is such a trope, but no, wait. The Last of Us kind of had some parts in the hospital. Yeah, it had big parts in the hospital. But for the short horror games, I don't think I've stumbled over hospital games so far. So, I'm excited. Like, will this be a good hospital game? Because there's so many. There is so many. So, okay, options. That seems to be okay. New game. Best experience with headphones. They're old, they look ugly, but they're good. I always like it a bit lighter. Also for recording reasons. Oh! Holy! When the virus got me, I was hoping I would be among the majority who get only mild symptoms and recover quickly. What? I thought it was just a little bit mentioned, but that's like... my condition grew worse day by day. Jesus! I checked into this hospital last week, barely able to breathe. I paid a lot to get a private room, and I was lucky they managed to find one. There are no vacant rooms in hospitals across the country as the pandemic wreaks havoc. Jesus! It's a pandemonium out there. So many sick, so many dying. I feel like I've become a number, a statistic. That's actually true. Remember when at the beginning of the pandemic, every single death was like in the news, you know, and you count and you had the numbers. In Germany, they don't say the number of deaths anymore in the news. They have like the political rules and laws, you know, whether they will loosen the laws or have new laws. You get that in the news, but you don't get the number of deaths anymore. And I think it's because it's too many. They don't want that. Like, it's not a conspiracy theory thing. I think it's just, you know, at this point, it's so many that you can't really comprehend it anymore. Sorry for... But it's kind of, you know, it's so topical. I think I'm growing sicker. I feel faint and weak all the time. Yesterday at night, they had to increase my oxygen intake. I heard them talking about having to put me under to intubate me if my condition deteriorated further. Jesus. What if I don't make it? It would be a horrible way to go, dying alone in this room. I was never a believer in God or in heaven or in any of those fairy tales. I wonder what happens to a person after they die. I've never really stopped to think about it until now. I guess I was too busy living life and chasing shadows to think about death. Oh, I think about death a lot. A lot. Like, I'm an atheist, but sometimes I wish I weren't. Because I don't know, you know, those religious things with after death scenarios, they feel so cozy, you know, that you kind of meet your like dead family members and your pets you lost on the way, and or maybe start a new life, you know, get a new chance. It's so nice. I'm feeling weak, so weak. I think I'll sleep now. Can barely breathe. Oh. Jesus, that's really... That's not an escapist horror game. That's really just right straight into the pain of most of us currently. Am I dead now? Because I'm up. Yeah. Yeah. How am I up on my feet? Yeah. I can't remember getting out of bed. Also, I mean, there's nothing there anymore. You're dead. Hint, walk around using the WASD keys, look with your mouse, observe your surroundings by clicking on objects in the world. Thank you. The game saves automatically. You do not need to save the game to resume where you left off. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, yes. Chairs. Chairs for visitors. Except being in quarantine, I had no visitors. Yeah, or quarantine. Recently got a comment mocking me for my bad pronunciation of words. The clock doesn't seem to be walking. No, I know that's working, but I just wanted to make a petulant point. All the TV ever played was news about the pandemic, about the daily death toll and the crashing economy. But it's not crashing. That's the thing that's worrisome. It's crashing for so many, you know, like retail and restaurants, but for a lot of other industries, it is thriving, and that's worrisome. Anyways, I told the nurse to turn it off and take the remote away. Watching TV as I whiled away those endless hours struggling to breathe only made everything seem worse. Yeah, I don't know what I would do. Like, if I would be in the hospital, basically on my deathbed, you know, if I would want to, like, watch I mean, not the news. I don't think I would want to watch the news. But what would I want to watch? Like, what if you know, people always talk about the last meal, but what would be the last TV show or movie you would want to watch? My bad. It looks as if it was recently made. When did I get off it? Who came in and made it? Your dad, person. I don't remember any of it. The rest of the room looks neat too, as if this room was recently vacated. I spent days on this bed, struggling to breathe. It feels weird to be up and about. Oh man, your dad. Silent. I remember the doctor and nurses hooking me up to this thing. Its infernal beeping, the hiss of pumping oxygen. It's one of those terrifying things in a hospital, all the machines whose purpose you don't know. The bathroom door appears to be locked. I think I would watch Carnival. Okay. There's someone out there. Could be a doctor. I need to find out what's going on. Or maybe Halt and Catch Fire, because that is a gorgeous TV show. Where is everybody? When I checked in here, these corridors were abuzz with activity day and night. Nurses and doctors bustling about. Tinny announcements urgently paging doctors. Orderlies wheeling patients to different wings. It's dead silent now. Unnerving. There was such a rush in these halls due to the pandemic that these benches were occupied all the time. Can I take this? And, like... No. Oh. It's locked. Strange. There are no signs. I could swear there were signs beside these doors. Cardiology, obstetrics? Radiology, etc. Where does this door lead? The windows are opaque. I can't see a thing through them. Look, if this would happen to me, I would immediately be like, I'm dead. It can't be. Like, either... Like, even in a zombie apocalypse or something, you would probably have remnants of people, you know, like traces of stuff being dropped or whatever. But if it's so clean, I'm dead. This is some kind of limbo. When I checked in here, struggling to breathe, there were two harried but kindly nurses sitting behind this desk, answering calls, filing papers, welcoming patients. They sure had their hands full. Yeah, their hands full and their wallets empty. Yes, this is political commentary with Hula Noob. No luck. The windows are dark. I can't see a thing through them. Didn't these doors open out to a lobby with elevators? That would have been my way out, except it looks like I can't leave this way. I should probably find another way out. I mean, we don't go up... Oh, Jesus. Who was that? A woman? A nurse or a doctor? I don't think a doctor walks around in a springy summer dress. No, that doesn't make sense. A springy summer dress? Well, you know what I mean. Perhaps a fellow patient? No, I don't think a fellow patient would have, like... It's a skater dress. It's a ghosty. Locked. That's odd. There are no room numbers on the door. I'm pretty sure I'd seen room numbers when I checked in. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even notice that, so... Good on you. What would game developers do if it weren't for, like, that noise of a closed door? Those doors, they're ajar. The corridor stretches onwards beyond. The figure I saw earlier must have gone through here. Always make coffee for these Let's Plays and then I have to drink it cold because I'm just forgetting it. Okay. Oh no. Are these patient wards? Why are they deserted? All the doors locked. There's got to be someone, a nurse or a doctor, who can help me and tell me what's going on. Come on! By now you should know that this is not normal. You know what I would have added? It's locked, same as the others. Every door, same story. Where's everyone gone? I would have added a comment about the smell. Because a hospital has a very certain smell. And if you want to make it, you know, weird, then just mention it doesn't smell like a hospital or whatever. And knocking from the other side of the store. Because smell hardly ever plays a real role in games. Because it's one of those things you can't really, you know, ew! A room looks like just like the one I was in. But it's in a state of disarray. There appears to be something on the bed. I don't want to know. That looks... Is it what I think it is? Jesus. There's some kind of stain in the middle. I guess it wasn't cleaned after the last patient departed. I said I don't want to watch TV. He said, like, or the person said, not he. The door opening, the sound came from out there. Okay. Like this sound, this looks, it doesn't look like blood, it looks like poop. Is it poop? I saw something on the TV, a figure silhouetted against noise. It reminded me of... Oh, no it can't be, I must be imagining things. Maybe that's what this whole thing is, some lucid dream I'm having while still lying in bed in some kind of coma. Maybe it's the person has someone who died and that's who they're seeing because they're obviously dead. This is limbo. Like, just come on. Don't fool yourself. We know what's up. Oh, nice. Change of scenery. Oh, Jesus. All those jump scares. No. Not a fan. Not a fan. I would pick that up. I would pick that up so I can, like, smash anyone who wants to hurt me. Yeah, these getting more and more disarrayed. Oh. It's locked. Who shut the door? The body in there. A corpse. If this is a dream, it's growing increasingly disturbing. You're dead! Jesus. Sometimes I hate it when the character in-game is just so much behind the player. Is someone toying with me? Am I being led? No, you're... You should just exchange the L with the D. Am I being dead? That figure I saw. So casual. It can't be her. This is a dream, a nightmare rather, in which I'm trapped. How can it be her? Well, tell me who. And maybe I can help you explain this. Oh, lady. Those cheap tricks. What? How? How did I get here? I recognize this place. The furniture and the way they're arranged. This looks like the apartment where we used to live. But everything looks abandoned and gone to rot. There's something on the table there. Is there? I don't see anything. Ma'am, please. That is so rude. It can't be. It can't be her. I can't see her face, but I'd know her anywhere. How is this possible? She's been dead for 4 years. Told ya. Nia? Is that you? This isn't real, I'm dreaming. Let's just... That characteristic silence. This is so funny. That characteristic silence. Oh, that's obviously not me. This cannot be happening. This is some monstrous dream I must wake from. Memories of those horrific events of 4 years ago are flooding back. The doubt and the guilt that have haunted me since. Could I have saved her life had I done things differently, and at what cost? I'm sorry for what happened, Nia. I don't even know what happened, so... Only cold silence. Well, it's typical for her, like... Such a Nia move to not say anything. What does she want? Okay, well... Nia? Did that really happen? Am I going crazy? Or is this some fever dream seeded by my past, where my body lies wasting away in a coma on a hospital bed? I have no idea. That's... So, what's on there? A photo. Nia. I remember this picture. We had taken it out by the quay just after yet another bitter fight. She was just 24, but by then she had already begun to show increasingly frightening signs of the mental illness that would later consume her. Erratic, violent shifts in temperament, brooding silences, fixed stares, an obsession with my whereabouts, self-harm. I tried to get her to help. She refused. When it was clear she was becoming a danger to both of us, I ended our relationship. And then it got worse, a lot worse. Jeez, that's a lot of stuff in one single short game. The phone calls, the stalking, the threats. And finally, I woke up one night to find her standing over my bed, staring at me, her dark eyes empty and unreadable, her mouth stretched in a chilling grin. And when I saw what she was holding in her hand... So, did she... This furniture, the couch, the tables, all props from a past I'd much rather forget. Why would you say props? This is a dream. How does it all feel so real? I can smell the rot of this place, a vile smell. Oh, I just mentioned the smell. It's hardly ever mentioned in horror games. Oh, none of this makes sense. This apartment was where she and I lived together before it all went to hell. Furniture from a forgotten past. How is this happening? I have this theory that divorce rates will go up after the pandemic, because I think currently a lot of people, first of all, realize, oh, this is not good. Because if you're spending so much time with your partner, it's sometimes you need a little bit space, you know, and you can't have that right now. Not really. And I think a lot of people just pushing through and wait for the time when they can just comfortably, you know, move out. It's just a little theory I'm having. Like, I'd be happy to just prove, and if it doesn't happen, then I'm happy. What is this place? But, yeah. Or a lot of people, you know, like rethinking how people have to live together. Like, maybe you don't have to live together to be a couple. You know, maybe you can just everyone moving to their own space. Because some people need more space than others. A dead body. Abandoned in this corridor. The stench here is cloying. I should move on. Okay. Doop-doo-doo. Walking through the corridor. Still apparently not getting that I'm dead. Doesn't budge. Oh no. PT. Why a kid Slav? She's doing this. I don't know how. She's toying with me. I must find a way out of this nightmare. Well, now it's open. Thank you. Thank you, Nia. Thank you. Oh, man. Just corpses upon corpses upon corpses. Like that Toy Story meme? Corpses everywhere. Can I go there? No. Aw, it doesn't even have a name. Like door. Just, no. Tickle the... No, that's disgusting, Hula. What are you doing? That's tasteless. Tickling corpses' feet. Just... Let's go. I mean, it's so Nia. On that night 4 years ago when I woke up to find her standing over me, she was holding a knife. As I watched, she raised it and held it to her own throat. She said, "I don't want to live without you." Before she could hurt herself, I leaped at her, grappled the blade away, and subdued her till the authorities arrived. They put her away in an institute, a mental hospital, and a week later, I got that terrible call. Man, Nia. That's kind of shitty. Like, to commit suicide in front of someone else, like, just emotional blackmail. Not cool. Jesus, Nia. Okay. Oh, Nia. Oh, God. Why did you do it? Why did you have to go like this? Look, sometimes there's no reason. Mental illnesses are physical illnesses. It's not just mental thing of, oh, I'm just, you know, thinking about the good things in my life and that'll be it. It's an actual physical thing. They told me what you'd written on that note you left, your last words. Oh God, is it one of those 13 reasons where you just blame other people? What do you want from me, Nia? I did what I could. Why are you tormenting me? Because that show was bullshit. Hi. Nia, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Okay. I think of that note you left, the last words you ever wrote. I'm so sorry, this is kind of... Sorry. You wrote, "I'm never going to let you go." I know those words were meant for me. Is that what this is about? That had I done things differently, perhaps been more compassionate, you might still be alive? No! No. Things like depression or bipolar disorder or other things, it's also a physical illness. It just sometimes it just happens. Everything can be perfect in someone's life, but if depression hits, it's the brain chemicals. You can't really, you can't say, "Oh, you look great today," and then the brain's like, "Oh, okay, I don't feel like shit today." No. But I get it, Survivor. Like, I think if Jesus, Nia, like, dramatic much. But I get it. If a partner, commits suicide, or an ex-partner, of course the surviving person is probably like feeling very guilty a lot. I'm back in my room. How did I get there? Nia. The bed I was lying on, fighting for my life. Am I well? I don't think so. Am I well? Or am I still trapped in this nightmare? Probably the latter. I mean, it's always easy to say, don't feel guilty, but it's locked. Do I dare go out there? What will I find? A bustling hospital, smiling faces telling me I'm better and I can go home? I don't think so. Or shadowy halls haunted by my past. This. Am I in a coma, trapped in a body that is wasting away while I suffer a fever dream born of guilt? Maybe you're already dead. Why am I dead? And this is my afterlife. Oh my God. Ooh. These dreaded halls and a tormented soul stalking me for all eternity. Well, I hope not. Would be a really shitty thing to do for Nia also. The end? What? Oh, it's supposed to be... But if... Obviously they're not. It's not reality. Because they would be... They would have a little bag or whatever. Was that Nia? Just mocking me? I don't like her. I think from a horror perspective... It wasn't really scary. I'm sorry. But I think the story itself, I mean, with the pandemic and everything, it's probably the first game really that really touches upon this. Like, I played another game called Pink that has an apocalyptic event, you know, where the protagonist is basically enclosed in her room, but it's not really about a pandemic or anything. So The Hospital is the first horror game I actually play that really includes this as a topic, you know. And I think there's something to be like, it's a good idea because we are trapped in our rooms, and a lot of people are very scared of getting this disease, especially risk patients. A lot of disabled people have not left their flats properly for ages because they're so scared that they will get ill and then die, because, you know, they're just much more likely to have the severe form of COVID. And I think as a theme, because that's what horror does, it picks up certain themes and then kind of, you know, turns them into a metaphor or into a visual or into a monster or an invasion or whatnot. And I think the idea is good. I don't know whether the combination with Nia is necessary, because I think just to feel so unsure what's happening and to feel so overwhelmed and be kind of isolated in this never-ending room would actually be interesting enough of a concept, because this is a short game, and but that's my subjective point of view. I prefer with short games a very clean story, because it's easier to tell it. And if you have a clean story, like just one single, you know, like beginning and end, then you can add more details to add to the story. But if you put more things in it, like you have COVID, but you also have this past with Nia, and then she, you know, you didn't just break up, but she also like ended up in your room, but then she didn't kill herself in front of you. No, she got into the hospital and then she killed herself later. That's a lot for a game that's 25 minutes long at most, you know. That's a lot of story. So I think, you know, removing a few things and then making it more crisp story-wise would be kind of cool. Also, I think the creepy effects, it's a lot of jump scares. It's a lot of jump scares. And it's a lot of, you know, woman walking around. That's not really... I don't know if it's that scary, to be quite honest. Because as the player, you already know long before the protagonist that you're not in a normal hospital. And just imagine having at the beginning a normal hospital you're actually walking through, because then the ending scene would also be more impactful, because you actually don't know what's going on. Like, maybe even add a single bag on the chairs that you can pick up, because that would be a sign of, you know, you're done, you're healthy, and you can leave. Like, make it more realistic that it actually is a question, what happens now if you open the door. Because as it is, it's so very clear that that person will open the door and they're in hell or whatever, or in limbo. They're not, you know, it's not real life. So I think I would play a bit more with that. But yeah, again, I think to tell a story about the pandemic in a horror game, that's a cool thing. Anyways, if you like this, you can like this video, you can comment, how did you like it? And how did these topics affect you? Also, I'm sorry that I kind of made fun a bit about some of the things. I hope I didn't make fun of like, I wanted to make fun of certain, like, dialogue lines. I didn't want to make fun of mental illness. So I hope, you know, I didn't overstep a line. If I did, please tell me in the comments. Like, I'm willing to learn. You know, I'm just a mere mortal being, and I'm always learning. It's an endless road to you know, more enlightenment. Luckily, if you're lucky, you can, you know, continue on this road and not suddenly stop and be like, no, anything else, I'm full of learning new things. Everything I say now will just stay with me, and I'll stay ignorant from now on. I hope that doesn't happen to me. Anyways, you can also subscribe to this channel, to this very tiny channel. and enjoy oh so many indie horror short games, sometimes longer horror games, sometimes longer adventure games. It's a wild world. It really is. I hope you are well. So, take care. And please have a wonderful time. Bye bye bye. This is my self-recorded outro song so I don't get hit with copyright claims. If you subscribe to a lot of fun tutorials, reviews, and let's plays.